Secretary, if you don't mind, please call the roll.
Senator Berg,
Present in the room.
Senator Embry, Senator Hornback,
Here.
Senator Smith, Senator Turner, Senator Wheeler, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise,
Present.
Senator Yates,
Present via Zoom in district.
Vice Chair Storm, Chairman Higdon.
Here. We have a quorum and we will proceed. First order of business is approval of the minutes from our January 13th meeting. Entertain a motion on approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Senator Wilson and second by Senator Turner. All in favor signify by saying aye. And opposed? The ayes have it. Meeting minutes are approved. This morning we have on the docket Senate Bill 131 and Senator Storm. Senator Storm, if you will, identify yourself for the record, and the floor is yours. And you have some guests with you, I think, today via Zoom.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. I have Jason Sawala on. Can you hear us, Jason?
Yes, sir.
There he is. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
Welcome to the meeting.
Thanks for having me.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, what we have here today is Senate Bill 131. I'm asking for each of you to consider and to support. Basically, this is an act relating to the reorganization and making an appropriation thereof, and it codifies Executive Order 2020-992, and that's in the bill, the last paragraph of the bill, Section 14, that sets forth that we're just codifying that executive order. Basically, this will reorganize the Motorcycle Safety Education Commission and the Motorcycle Rider Education Program from the Justice and Public Safety Cabinet over to the Transportation Cabinet, and it will be administrated through the Office of Highway Safety. This is a very simple bill, but it's also a very needed bill. It's a very streamlined bill, and it basically shifts the functions of the oversight of these programs to the Transportation Cabinet, so it does make sense. I would point out that 77 deaths have occurred in 2019 as it relates to motorcycles. That's 10.5% of the entire deaths as it relates to the transportation industry. So it's very needed. We've spoken with the Motorcycle Safety Education Commission. They are in support of the bill. We've spoken with the Kentucky Motorcycle Association. They are in support of the bill. And we are not aware of anyone who is a stakeholder who's opposing the bill. So again, I would ask you for your consideration, and I'll turn it over now to Jason.
Jason, please proceed. Identify yourself for the record, if you don't mind, and please proceed.
Yes, sir. Jason Sawala. I am Assistant State Highway Engineer with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. And I good morning, and thank you very much, members of the committee and Mr. Chairman. Very much appreciate you considering this bill today, and very much appreciate it being sponsored by Senator Storm. Senator Storm did a great job laying out what we're doing, but basically, just a little additional information. The Motorcycle Safety Education Commission oversees that rider education program that Senator Storm mentioned. And so we're going to be moving all of those functions, the revenues that come from motorcycle licensure that go into that restricted fund, and all of the responsibilities over to be administratively handled in the Transportation Cabinet by the Office of Highway Safety. I've spoken to this committee before about highway safety items, and motorcyclist safety certainly is one of those that we focus on. Senator Storm mentioned, having 77 deaths of motorcyclists in 2019. And, one of the things that we really aspire to do through this change is to better integrate the motorcycle safety programs with the remainder of our highway safety program. So we're really excited about the increased opportunity for partnership with organizations like the Motorcycle the Kentucky Motorcycle Association that Senator Storm mentioned, as well as working with the commissioners to get the word out, not only about rider training, but how drivers interact with motorcycles as well. So we believe this to be a good partnership, and we believe that it's going to save lives and prevent serious injuries out there on our roadways. So very much thank you for your consideration.
Okay, we do have a motion, but before we look for a second on that, Senator Wilson has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jason, thank you for talking about this, because it's something that's sorely needed. I've ridden motorcycles since I was 14 years old, because in Tennessee you could have one as long as it wasn't over 5 brake horsepower. And then, of course, as soon as I was 16, I got a bigger motorcycle. I've actually ridden all the way across the United States and back on motorcycles. And I've been through a lot of motorcycle safety classes, and I'm thankful for that, because it probably saved my life. As a lot of people know, motorcycles, about 99% of all accidents, the people that hit the motorcycle will say, I never even saw them. My question to you is there any requirement for motorcyclists getting their motorcycle license to have to take a motorcycle safety class?
So in order for a motorcyclist to have to get an operator license to operate a motorcycle, there is not a requirement for them to take a class, but they do have to take a skills test similar to what happens out there on the roadway for drivers of other vehicle types. Now, what the commission does and what the Motorcycle Rider Education Program does, since 1992, is provide that type of educational opportunity for folks who ride motorcycles in and around Kentucky. And so what happens as a result of this bill related to that is that those opportunities there are then able to be melded in, if you will. You mentioned about motorcyclist crashes and how a lot of times if it's with another vehicle, there are individuals who say that they didn't see the motorcyclist or whatever. And so some of the things that we do in the Office of Highway Safety related to that are programs through the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, as well as other state administered programs like Look Twice, Save a Life, trying to help people understand that the motorcyclist is out there, that they have different behaviors, and they are more difficult to see in certain situations, and to make sure that people are watching for them. And so one of the things that I'll mention as well is that one of the things that we're hoping for through having this increased partnership opportunity is to be doing motorcycle education, not only on behalf of the motorcyclist, but also on the rest of the driving community to help improve the safety for all parties.
One more question, Mr. Chairman, if I
Please proceed.
Who are the instructors in the motorcycle safety class? I know the ones that I attended, it was always usually the state police or the highway patrol or somebody that, because I did it in different states, had to have that when I was in the Marines in order to be able to drive a motorcycle on base. So I'm just curious who the instructors are and how do they get certified?
We can give you a list of the instructors. The instructors are reviewed by the Motorcycle Safety Education Commission, and this bill will require that to be done, to review their status at least every 2 years. And the rider trainers largely are private parties that have gone through a process to apply and be approved by the commission.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Hornback has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't really have a question. I want to thank Senator Storm for bringing this piece of legislation. It's a great piece of legislation. I think it's putting it where it needs to be. And one of the biggest complaints, and I've got a cousin that's an instructor in one of these. He's been through the training and been doing it for 15 or 18 years. One of the biggest complaints I'd heard is in Section 2, lines 6 and 7, where you do allow these contractors that are on our state borders to take residents from outside of Kentucky, and that their instruction permit will be for their home state. And I do appreciate you adding that in there, because I know for these contractors that I know a lot of them that are having these classes, that'll be a great benefit for them. The one question I have that has to deal with the classes themselves, is there a different type of training or a different class for those that ride the newer three-wheeled motorcycles versus the two-wheeled motorcycles?
Yes, sir. We have established three-wheeled motorcycle training classes and instructors for them. Actually, one of the other bills, and I'd have to look up its reference. I apologize, I don't have it right here in front of me. That's making its way through the legislature is discussing the differences between two-wheel and three-wheel motorcycles, and whether or not someone who takes a test on a three-wheeled motorcycle, for instance, would then be qualified to ride a two-wheeled motorcycle. So there's another piece of legislation making its way through the process, and if you'll give me just a second, I can get that citation for you and send it to you.
It's 125, House Bill 125. House Bill 125.
Thank you, Chairman.
We have to thank staff for that. I didn't pull that one out of the air. Senator Berg has a question.
Sir, this is tangential. You may not know the answer, but out of this, I think it was 79 deaths you said in 2019 for motorcycles in the state of Kentucky. Do we have any idea how many of those people were wearing helmets and how many were not?
I don't have that number right off the top of my head, but I can get that back to the staff to get to you.
Thank you. I'd really like to know that number.
Any additional questions?
Second.
Seeing none, we have a motion by Senator Wheeler, second by Senator Hornback. All those in favor, when we call the roll, signify by saying aye. Opposed by no. And Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Senator Berg,
Aye.
Senator Embry, Senator Hornback,
Aye.
Senator Smith, Senator Storm, Senator Turner, Senator Wheeler,
Mr. Chairman, explain my vote. I think this is a good bill. Seems like it actually puts this program right where it needs to be, so I want to thank Senator Storm for bringing this, and I vote aye.
Senator Wilson,
I'd like to explain my vote. I vote aye. I tell you what, I think anytime we have motorcycle safety courses, it's an excellent thing. And usually motorcycle accidents happen within 6 months of ownership because people don't know how to drive them. And so I'm just very, very thankful that we have this in our state and that people are learning how to ride a motorcycle in the midst of traffic that doesn't see them. Thank you so much for bringing the bill.
Senator Wise,
Aye.
Senator Yates, Chairman Higdon.
Explain my vote.
Oh, go ahead. Can't vote.
You can explain your. Yeah, I can't vote if you want to.
That's all I was going to do, is let them know that I'm in district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chairman Higdon.
Aye. Motion carries. We will report it favorably to the Senate floor. I will not entertain a motion for consent calendar because it's a very important bill that Senator Storm needs to handle on the Senate floor. And so we'll look forward to that. Congratulations, Senator Storm. I don't know, you've probably passed another bill prior to this, but out of committee, but this is your first one out of the Transportation Committee. And as co-chair of the committee, I commend you for that. And thank you very much for presentation this morning. Jason, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. Any other business? Seeing none, motion to adjourn. So moved. We are